Day 26. Day 26, the last stage. Ullapool. Not to Cape Wrath, but to Sandwood Bay. We're not talking about that. I feel much better after a bit of a rest at Ullapool. Had some nice fish and chips, decent shower, got my washing done. So ready to go for this last section. I have my good friend Toby with me here. He's going to keep me, look, there he is. He's going to keep me, on the straight and narrow, as I say. Right, anyway, but so today's walk is heading out towards Oykel Bridge. Slightly late start. Don't know how far we'll get. We might not get as far as Oykel Bridge. We might get to Oykel Bridge. We might get further than Oykel Bridge. Who knows? All right, but at the moment, the weather is not too bad. It's cloudy, but it's fairly
very mild.
Fairly warm. Yeah, it is warm, very warm, fairly innocuous at the moment. You see, for a mathematician, this boathouse is just like a dream. Look at this, look at the patterns on there. So lunch spot today's, what's the name of this Glen, Toby?
Glen Achall.
Glen Achall. So it's quite a steady walk that this morning out of Ullapool. Wind behind our backs, nice and steady. But obviously the glen, as we get a bit higher, it's getting a little bit more narrow, so we've got a little bit of a pass to go over before we drop down to the side, then heading towards Oykel Bridge. Just coming up to Inchnadamph Bothy, and we're going to call in for a visit. Kind of feel it would be rude to come all this way and at least not to pop our faces in. Oh hey, this looks nice, doesn't it? Look at this. Oh, very nice. It's a 2-room. Look at this. Couple of old sofas there if you want them. Old mattresses, I think so. Very nice. Look at us. Hey, deluxe accommodation for 2. The welcome side. We've reached the Schoolhouse Bothy. We've come down off the moors and it's just a bit drizzly and wet. So we've decided that what we're going to do is, first of all, we're definitely going to have our tea here. So tea is now cooking. Yum, yum, yum. I have to say, this is a lovely little bothy. A couple of rooms. The windows are lovely, really light for a bothy. So really nice. Good old school desk there, so if you're fancying a bit of teaching, you can do. Might, you know, just run up a lesson. So yeah, lovely little spot. Lovely little spot. Another good job, MBA. Right, we've reached a decision. We had a couple of options. We had 3 options. First option was to stay here for the night. The second option was to eat here and then go further down the valley and try and find somewhere to pitch the tent. And the third option was just to pile straight down and pitch the tent and have something to eat. Well, we've already eaten here and we've decided we're going to stay the night as well, which sounds a bit like a soft option, and it is a soft option. But no, there was a couple came up the valley, and it looks on the map as well that the next sort of 10k is very much forestry, so not much opportunities to wild camp there. Plus, if we go down in the valley with the shelter, midges are not great at the minute. So, and the weather also, we know the weather tomorrow is going to be better as well. We're not under pressure for time. Sounds like I'm making an excuse there, doesn't it? But no, it's a good decision. All right, so we're going to get up early tomorrow morning. We know the weather's going to be a bit better. And have a big day tomorrow. And this is just a really comfy bothy as well, really lovely. Left the Schoolhouse Bothy this morning. I had a brilliant night's sleep. Absolutely lovely. Toby on his his non-sleeping mat, I think struggled a bit, but that was nice. And given the fact that it rained as well in the evening quite hard and the midges were out in force, I think it was definitely the right decision. So we're up early, 7 o'clock, day 27, long day today. Planning a long day today. It's a much cooler morning, but really lovely because there's some low mist just floating around, making it very atmospheric. So first stop, Oykel Bridge, and then we've got a bit of a walk following the River Oykel before we're then going to go up over the top, skirting Carnival and Loch Assynt. So a bit of old ground that we've been to before, but looking forward to seeing it again. We've come through Oykel Bridge, a very nice bridge. In fact, there were two bridges, a new one and an old one. So maybe we should call it Oykel Bridges, would be more appropriate, but anyway. And picked up this nice, again, forest track, nice, easy, fast walking. It looked like the sun was going to come out, but now it's got a bit more misty again, but there's still blue sky ahead, so still optimistic that it's going to brighten up at some point. I reckon by second breakfast, I'm going for second breakfast in the sunshine. So I've done just under 13k this morning. Now it's second breakfast time, so I'm brewing a little bite to eat. Down by the River Oykel. Clouds threatening to lift, but it's not quite managing it. But hopefully, I keep saying hopefully, don't I?
What's the slide? Look straight ahead.
I've just realised why these poles need replacing. Is because if you look carefully, there's some massive holes in them. I reckon that must be woodpeckers. We are approaching Benmore Lodge, which is another lodge I'm passing that's absolutely in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this is ridiculous. Where do you go for your milk here? It's like 50 miles. I bet Amazon don't even deliver here, Toby.
I bet you're right.
Hey, I bet even Amazon don't come here. So in typical fashion, just as I sit down for lunch, the rain comes on. But anyway, it was short-lived, I think, and has now stopped. But we are in a rather nice spot down by the river. Just show you my view. There we go, very nice. So it's morning, pretty easy walking really. We've covered quite a few K relatively quickly. Although we've been going 5 hours, we've done put 5 hours in already. This afternoon, of course, is going to be a bit more difficult, so we've got to go up and over the pass, just beneath Conyval, before we drop down to Inchnadamph. And as I usually say, we'll see how far we get. Okay, but actually, despite that little shower, the weather is not looking too bad actually. Now, at this point, if you are a Cape Wrath trail person, you've got a choice. And the choice is, do you go to the left, where Toby's going, or do you go to the right? If you are a Scottish National Trailer, it's dead easy. You go to the left. We're going to Inchnadamph. Alright, but the alternative is a path to the right, which just goes into the middle of nowhere. Whereas we are going up here, and we're going to go to a pass just underneath the mountain Conyval, which is to the left. This part of the walk epitomises everything that I love about Scotland, walking in Scotland, in the Highlands in particular. You've got beautiful mountains, you've got the wide open glens, and it's that, I don't know, that feeling of openness and space that you don't get anywhere else in the UK. It's just absolutely lovely to be out in such an area. So I'll just swing around and show you. We are now heading up here, just to the left of Conyval, the mountain straight in front, so the pass up there, and then dropping down to the side. Yeah, pretty wild corrie this. So these are they're not the most northerly Munros, but some of the most northerly Munros, but a wilder place you couldn't want to be. Just reaching the top of the pass now, which is why I'm sweating so profusely. That's quite a tough climb, that. There's not much of a path, so you've got to kind of pick your way up from the stream at the bottom. So it's a good steep pull, which at the end of the day, it's got my thighs going a bit. But what a place. What a beautiful place this is. So just dropped over the Bealach. Look at this for a view, absolutely stunning. So I've got Culbeg with the cloud, or maybe Culmore actually with the cloud just drifting off it. Well, we're both now bathing in sunshine, basking in sunshine. Glorious. One of the two. We might not actually move from the spot. This might be it now. I might just camp here for the night. So the sun has now properly come out. And that's our view again. Look at that.
If we stay here, we'll probably see the sunset. I think it's going to set
down there, yeah.
At the end of Loch Assynt.
So the plan is actually to head down this valley here and maybe try and camp somewhere down there. Find a nice spot with a bit of breeze away from the midges. So yeah, that's our plan. Well, we've ended up walking much further than we anticipated. Really in an attempt to find somewhere to camp to avoid the midges. We failed to avoid the midges. I'm afraid there was just no wind at all, so can't be avoided. I think we've probably got about the best place we can. There's a little tiny bit of breeze from time to time which stops them, but anyway. The only compensatory aspect is the view. What about that then? A room with a view. Absolutely glorious. So Loch Assynt there below. Absolutely beautiful. Well, things always turn out well, don't they? And the wind has dropped. The wind has picked up just enough to get rid of our nasty beasties. So we're now sat outside. We've eaten beautifully. Finishing with Charlie cake and custard. Come on. It's like, that's better than dream topping. And now we're having a couple of brews before we turn in.